Hey folks, we are back with show and tell now with an actual format and maybe even some titles. Who knows? We just need to, polish things up a little bit. I've got Simon with me today, so it's Simon and David, and I guess we probably just roll the titles in whatever manner they are. Yeah, so this is now hopefully something we can keep fairly consistent. We'll have a little subject each week. There may be a bit of news, some other little bits and pieces that we're working on. We're hoping Simon at some point will give us a little pick out some stuff from his car archive to show us at some point. But for now, this week we have our topic of conversation, which is coming up in a minute, then a little bit of news and stuff, things that are happening in the retro scene, and then we've got our hero of the week, and then that's kind of broadly where we are. So let's have a look, see how we get on. So how have you been, Simon? You doing all right?
Yeah, I've been all right. I've just been away. I've been to Wales for 3 days. I saw Bruce. I popped in to see Bruce. He's a well-known retro fellow, Bruce Holder.
Mystery Machine.
Yeah, laserist extraordinaire. His name crops up in all the Retro Power videos all the time. And I've been in his workshop and to his farm and in his barn that holds some rather splendid cars. So that was good. And I drove some roads in Wales, which were quite good fun, albeit in a Vauxhall Combo, which got hit. Yeah. Do you want to see?
Sad faces. Show us the wheel. Go on. I know you're going to show it to us.
That's not good, is it?
Sterling work.
Hit and run. Shattered the wheel. Some might say that is something to do with the wheel, but
another wheel may just have had a scuff on it. Your high quality Chinese wheels.
Yeah, that's it. No, but I've driven them for a while and they've not exploded yet. And I did have video footage of a 7 Series BMW, we believe, driving into said wheel quite hard. So, and they smashed the mirror as well. So I'm back on steels for a little while.
I'm sorry about your combo there. However, let us actually, that segue is lovely into our first topic. So let's think on happier times and happier cars. And my topic for the first one of these is the best car you've owned.
Ooh.
What is your best car you've owned? And feel free, people of internet land, to drop yours in the comments and stuff. But what car would you say is your best, Simon?
I think, whilst I'm tempted to say my current car, but that's yet to prove itself, I think I'm going to go for the Cressida. Some people watching this may know my Cressida. And I've had quite a lot of cars, which were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Notably, I had a V8 Triumph Herald, which should have satisfied all of my needs at the time. It's like, wow, it's a hot rod and a Pro Street thing, and it's a Triumph Herald, and I love Triumph Heralds. So that should have satisfied it, but I just didn't drive it very much. And there was bits about it that didn't really suit how I wanted it to look, and it was a lot of money to change it. It had a set of like flames on it and stuff like it was someone else's car, and that wasn't fun. But the Cressida, I'll put some pictures up. Have you got any?
Yeah. There's pictures. There's pictures flying around the screen right now.
Oh well,
we got production values, my friend.
I like that. Yeah, I knew they were there. So that just happened to sort of coincide. I got it just before I think we started Retro Rides. And as we discovered more about different scenes, the car that I already owned kept sort of dropping into all the styles and stuff. And like the old MX-32, RX-32, RX-30 Cressida is like a mainstay of a scene that I just happened to buy because it was cool and had some idea. And it just fitted in, and now it'd probably be judged a bit high and the wrong wheels and stuff like that, but I had lots of fun with it, and it didn't cost me very much, and it just felt good. And I put a Bozzazzucco exhaust on it, not unlike this.
Might have been that exact one.
It's not that exact one.
Is it not?
That's a lamp. I sold the exhaust with the car. That is a stainless steel lamp made for me as a present by Scrape and Scrap. Utter piffle, Christoph.
Christoph is the best.
He is.
He really is. It was a good car. It was definitely a sort of car of the moment.
Yeah.
And, first person with an exhaust over the height of their boot in the UK. So
yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, someone will say we're wrong, but it was there.
They're lies.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to quickly put a mention in for my Skoda S110R as well, which is right up there, or both of them. I had two, and they're super splendid and swoopy in shape, but they do have head gasket issues. And the Toyota was much more reliable. It was kind of a really good get in and go car.
Yeah.
So, Cressida.
Nice. I think I'm going to go for a car that I still own, but not in the form that it currently is. My Datsun, before I started modifying it, was great. Possibly the best car I've ever owned. 30-odd thousand miles from new, 1979, Datsun Sunny Coupe, 1.4 engine, manual, 4-speed. The first year I had that, didn't do anything to it. I mean, literally nothing to it. There was no servicing. There was no nothing. And I drove that all over the country, various events and stuff. Then I took it to yours, took out some coils and springs, and it was fine. That
didn't ruin it.
No, that didn't ruin it. That was great. I drove that around again another couple of years, wheels on it and all that stuff. Again, literally, I did nothing to it other than change the wheels. It didn't get serviced. Went through every single MOT, no advisories, no nothing, just constantly brilliant. And then the point at which that stops becoming the best car I've owned is when I started actually converting it to coilovers, because I could never get it quite right because I didn't have any money. And I couldn't afford to get all the right bits to do it. And when I say like I didn't have any money, I literally didn't have like £100 to spend on the right bits. I spent, I think, £25 on the Rally Design coilover conversion kits, and I think another, £30 for some inserts which were wrong. And if I'd have thrown 150 quid at it, it would have probably been fine. Anyway, that's the point at which that car started to go downhill. And how it ended up getting a horrific engine swap. And one day that'll come back out in the not too distant future, and it'll be all perfect and lovely, courtesy of Gobbin at Custom Restore. But yeah, I think that's the best retro car I've owned. I think our Smart 4.4, weirdly.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's a lovely little thing. That kind of saved my life. Not in a crash manner. But again, at the time, Charlie and I were sort of bone-crushingly poor. And we'd had a series of cars that needed constant maintenance. And we kind of, we managed to scrape together by trading in her Seicento and me selling off something.
Camper van, maybe?
No, I didn't sell the camper van. I gave that away. The Golf that I was driving at the time, I gave away. I forgot what it wasn't. I don't think it was a car. We sold something. We had just enough money for the deposit, and they'd give us a loan for this Smart 4.4. So I bought a brand new car straight off the forecourt, and we owned that from then to 120,000 miles we put on it in the space of about 6-7 years, and it never missed a beat. It always sells for its MOT. We serviced it regularly because we started to sort of clear our debts and stuff at that point. But that was such a good decision to not live with a car that was broken. So a little honourable mention to that, because it was exactly the right car at the right time. Yeah. And it managed to get us to where we needed to go. So yeah, I think that's a good set of cars we got there. We got a Japanese theme, I feel, but that's probably why they're good, because they were pretty reliable in their own way.
What's the smart car underneath? Like a Suzuki Swift or something?
No, smart car is Mercedes underneath.
Not the original 4.4 wasn't.
The original 4.4 was a Mercedes 3-cylinder. I don't know what it underneath it was. This whole own thing.
I thought it was Suzuki Swift.
It was bits and pieces. Maybe it was bits and pieces of Suzuki. I know the engine, the diesel engine, was the 3-cylinder Merc,
right?
But I don't, and it was assembled on the old DAF production line. How much I can tell you. And all the body panels were plastic, which is ideal for city living. But yeah, it was a good little thing. So if you got your favorite car, your best car, the best car you've owned, not necessarily your favorite, because sometimes, I mean, one of my favorites is definitely the Alfa Romeo I had, and that was not the best. Best car you've owned. Throw that in the comments and tell us about that. And now here's me with the news and stuff. First up, let's head over to one of our favourite places, Japan. This weekend just gone saw the Munai Yokohama Hot Rodding Custom Show happen again. It was cancelled last year for obvious reasons. It's the 30th anniversary this year. One of the sort of main draws of the event actually was sort of missing. They tend to fly over a lot of cars and bikes from the USA and get a lot of guests and stuff from there. And this year it was an all Japanese affair, which in some ways makes it kind of more interesting to me. Like, it's great that they get all these cars and some. There's been some really cool stuff there over the years, but it's always nice to see them celebrating their own kind of custom scene, and it's really high quality stuff out there anyway. The best custom award, the cool award, and the best Japanese car are sort of the ones that we tend to look at. There'll be some pictures around of what won those. We're waiting a full report. So Mooneyes themselves do a big report on that event, and you'll get pictures of just about everything in it. So once that is out, check the forum out, and we will have a thread on it. Check out, in the meantime, the hashtag HCS2021 on their Instagram for more pictures. More event news as well coming up. We have the Mallory Park Plum Pudding event, which is on Boxing Day, seeing as we are now in December. Get those Christmas presents ready, folks. This is running in its 46th year. It's a Boxing Day race meet. It's a mix of cars and bikes. So from the car point of view, it's the 750 Motor Club running there. I don't know even if it's a championship round or if they're just running their series there. But go and check that out if you are in the area, and get used to going to Mallory Park. The other big sort of big event this time of year is the Brooklands New Year's Day Classic Car Drive-In. That's on the 1st of January from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pre 31st of July 1992. That's very specific. Are invited to park on site. I'm assuming everybody else gets shoved out in the back somewhere, which is perfectly fine. Beware of queues getting in. It seems to be one of those extremely popular events that ends up with the odd queue. Hopefully they don't get thrown off of their venue as a result. On more modern car news, we have the Morgan Motor Cars. They've been building their three-wheelers since forever, and they kind of gently iterate the design, but not too much. But it looks like they've got a new three-wheeler design coming out. So it's coming out in 2022, and they've got like these sketches of sort of the future direction of it. So we'll put those up, have a look at those, see what you think. Finally, and I don't think it's too far out of the realms of possibility to say this would be a nice Christmas present for someone. Thornley Kellam have announced that they're making a CSL Lancia Aurelia pronunciations Outlaw. So they make these Lancia Aurelia Outlaws, which are roof chopped and fairly heavily customized, and they are Fantastic. They have been doing them as a limited series, and the last 3 will be the CSL models. They run a Busso V6. They got LSD, upgraded suspension. Apparently, it's over 5,000 hours of work in them. So there's no word on price, but eye-watering is probably the most apt description for how much they are going to cost. But they are quite nice, aren't they? Anyway, back to us over there. Yeah, what do you reckon to that then, Simon? That's pretty amazing.
It was news. Yeah,
it was news. It actually happened. That Atlantis is a sweet old thing.
I know it's a bit basic of me, but I did love the colour. I mean, it's a good car all round, and I definitely wouldn't mind owning one. But it's the right colour.
Nice. Yeah, you've got to get something with the right colour. Once you got the right colour, you're halfway there.
If it was bright red, it would have been like, yeah, cool. Yeah. But that red with the cream wheels, nice.
You can't say they are not a tasteful thing, and a Busso V6 in them, so it's not to love. Yeah. Okay. So next thing is our first hero of the week. Hero of the week. Picture jingles. Yeah. There'll be a thing.
Gonna,
yeah.
Hero of the week. There you go.
All right. Let's use that. I'm gonna go first on this one. And my hero of the week is these absolute lunatics from China that have made a BMW Speedster, which I don't know. It's just everything is right about it. I'm not sure I've ever seen someone approach this kind of thing and get it that right. Do you see what I mean? Like the people do these things quite regularly,
yeah,
but they don't quite hit the nail on the head. But somehow they've managed to do it, and they're from China as well, which is quite interesting.
I used to follow a Chinese gang on Instagram who did some really cool stuff. A lot of late model things, but all their old air suspension and all that, and they did some really cool stuff.
Yeah, these people are challenged air. So the one video we have of the car is playing probably on loop somewhere on the screen because we have technologies. It's a Z3, and I don't know. There's just something about it. It's like the paint's right, the proportions are right, the wide body's right. It's just restrained and heroes of the week. These guys. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. What you got, Simon? What heroes you got?
I literally, on the day of recording, was looking at the Facebook pages, the Back to 89 group for the old school VW Styly, an excellent time. And Andy Finch of Spike's Vintage Restorations has imported an old Carman Gear show car, and he had it up on the ramp for some cleaning. That was the shots we saw today, and it's lovely underneath. And it's just made me I'm impressed with anyone just to import something as special as that and to sort of really living the dream to sort of go, I love that car and I have the opportunity to buy it. It's on the other side of the world, but bring it over. And over it comes. And he's going to be displaying that at Volksworld 2022, which we've got to go to.
Yes.
I also had a visitor in the car code. I had Mike Downham in here, who is part of the same crew and nice. Owns Brett Hawksby's old gear. The one. He's currently rebuilding Peach Surprise, another classic Volkswagen car, and he's just built an amazing Baja Bug as well, which is just great. I mean, that's
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, one of those. And they're all going to be sort of, I think, on the same display at Volkswagen 2022. And I was looking. Actually, a set of the wheels, when I was going to put Volkswagen wheels on my van, but failed. One of the sets of wheels that I had went to someone else and then to him, and he spent quite a lot of effort and money doing that. This is Mike Downham doing those MPs up, and they look spectacular. It's a lot of effort, and he's gone to real details about the same tires and stuff like that. So basically, when you, me and you, and maybe some of the other crew go to Volksworld, which we will, we are going to stand there for a while and take in those details. And that pink gear of Andy Finch is hero of the week, or rather Andy Finch's, because he's brought it over and he's cleaning it up, and it looks spectacular. You've seen the pics, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen the pics, and now you people are seeing the pics.
There they are.
Hurrah for the internet! It's great. I have nothing but love for people that go, I want that, and then they get it.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that go, I want that, and then fail miserably to make anything happen. So it's really, really top work from Andy and the crew. And I look forward to our Volksworld visit too. It's been a few years since we've been to Volksworld, and I got a car with an engine in a stupid place, so I can feel like I'm part of the whole business. So do that. Good times. Yeah. Well.
No one cares anymore. It's fine. We're fine with that now.
Yeah. Exactly. No one's like prejudiced anymore.
No.
Everyone's fine with it.
You know actually how late models become more acceptable. Sorry to drip away from Hero of the Week, but I had a conversation with someone the other day, because Mercedes guys always call whichever Mercedes that they can start to be interesting the last real Mercedes.
Yeah.
And I think they do the same Porsche. And I ended up having a conversation with someone about Mercedes, and every time they talked about a model, I'd say, the last great Mercedes. Every time. It's just really good fun. When they used to build proper, the last great Mercedes.
Back when they built proper
that's
cars.
it. Yeah. You can't have water cooled Porsches either. No, except for those.
Yeah,
they're fine now.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford those ones, but these ones.
You're allowed to have a 996 GT3. That's perfectly legitimate. But every other water-cooled Porsche is not something that you can't.
That's it. I bought, because I was away on a holiday type thing, I bought a copy of Octane, which is what I always do on a holiday. It's the right thing to do. Retro Ride's got 2 mentions in there. There was a picture from the gathering, and in one of the stories of our cars, our month, that sort of stuff. Okay. One of the guys mentioned driving his a Suzuki, I think, or something like that, to the Weekender. So that was good. But on top of that, on the cover, Boxster.
Well, us and Octane were like that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, superb. Well, I think that brings us to a close. Now we're famous on the Octanes. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell us in the comments if you did, like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. But genuinely, really like and subscribe, because the more subscribers we get, the more of this stuff we'll do. And hopefully it's good.
Do it.
Do it now. And see you hopefully next week, all being well. Bye.
See you again.